that's the whole idea. Talked to a lot of people the other day. I was get back to Michael Moore about the numbers in terms of how much money the people at the top have, how much money we have. That's a big part of it. Another part of it is something that's eye-grabbing and just gets people's attention to the first sentence. So I talked with a few people the other day. I got a few ideas. 99% feels like a good idea. Also, a few people said like 400,000 I think to get something that really just gets people's attention and keeps it. Because a lot of people are going to just be, they're not going to really care that much about it unless they know that we're not alone in this cause. So, I guess if anybody has any suggestions, like...
I think that publishing the Declaration of Intent, or whatever it is that New York should put out, and at least to have at hand, to show people, or to post in, like, very noticeable places, like business windows and stuff, would be very important.
I put out 100 of the Occupation of Online, a lady American talked to offered to make it happen. They always said, yeah, pass us on every weekend. Just whenever we're done, come see me and I'll just watch it more. Or however.
And to keep in mind, right now we're having announcements. So if you have anything you would like to add or anything you'd like to propose, we can do that later after the announcements, okay?
All right.
Can people say their names before they start talking so we get to know each other better?
Okay, yeah, and before you start talking, say your name. My name is Michael, by the way.
I'm Anya.
We're helping to facilitate, but that doesn't mean we're in charge. This is just a voluntary thing, and anybody can facilitate if they get the training. And should we introduce the people who are helping out today?
I'm Amber.
What are you doing, Amber?
Doing stats. Tell me your name. I'm Glow Lady. I'm timekeeper today.
I'm Andy. I'm Vibes Watcher.
I'm Cam. I'm taking notes.
Okay. Now, could we have announcements from the medical group?
It's just me here currently. We don't have any announcements unless anybody has any medical training. I'm Caleb, by the way. Unless anybody has any medical training and would like to help assist or well, work hand in hand, see me after the meeting. Oh, actually, sorry. And anybody, we have a squad in town that is willing to give us their medical discount, which basically means we can get medical supplies for absolutely dirt cheap. So if anybody wants to donate to that, also see me. And that's it. Well, I get donations from the group.
We have a tub that somebody had donated that was full of medical supplies.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody had donated a bunch of medical supplies. Hand movers. Sorry, I thought you were.
I didn't have no idea where that is.
Okay, do we have anyone representing the food group?
I'm part of the food group. Zen Dog is my name. So I was looking for other people. I have food. Some other people have food, and we never coordinated about where we were setting up. So we're a little disorganized at this point. We didn't know where we were going to eat, so we thought over here, but it sort of has to come together. So if anyone else, is there anyone else here from food? Oh yeah.
I don't know
What's your name?
Sorry, I'm Yo Tom. My name is Yo Tom. What I know about food, not too much. We should probably just set it up nearby. But for like the campers, we still have plenty of leftovers from yesterday. We should be good. And food has been coming from different people throughout. But we'll probably just set up a table like right up there.
We requested food from people. Can I have a show of hands who brought food? Okay, so we'll set up a table.
Okay, the comfort group?
I'm in. I'm not on the food group, but we know on Wall Street where we left all of our, my name's Coleman, all of our stuff. there's a gentleman, his name is Starr, who volunteered to stay there and kind of just watch over it. But someone else eventually, before too long, should go down there and work with him or relieve him.
That was on the agenda to discuss
Thank
the
you.
security and
I just want to
storage.
make sure that got out there. Thank you.
We can actually move some of that food over here when we eat also.
That's a good idea.
All right, the comfort group. Things seemed to go very well last night.
What's your name?
I'm Anthony. We received bountiful donations from a lot of good people, and we really appreciated it. It made last night 1,000 times better than it could have been. At this point, there have not been any direct immediate needs brought to our attention, except that we need more campers. So let's get people out tonight.
Okay, legal? Yeah, Jim Falter. Everything went really well. As you know, on our march, the APD stopped the traffic right here and let us across. And they, when they saw us, they need to protect us. I mean, they're not, here to protect us as well. And then overnight, we were camping out, maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock, an APD officer rolled by. He didn't know what was going on, so they obviously haven't issued, alerts throughout the whole APD. Someone out here had a conversation with him.
I talked to Sergeant Brown.
What's your name?
I'm Hayes. I talked to him. Sergeant Brown is his name. He was very friendly, very sympathetic to our cause when I explained to him that we were here and what we were here for. Said he was looking forward to the next election. And he said, please don't tear anything up so we can leave you alone.
And I think we've been talking about maybe proposing a new working group that's a liaison with the police department and City Hall. So as we go forward.
My name's Claire, and we have identified and are gathering together people serving as legal observers. This is an informal role of being watching and stepping apart from the crowd, maybe wearing an identifying band or something. There's some specific tasks involved in that, and see me if you would like to add your voice to that. And if you did do observing yesterday and you have anything of significance to share, please do. This is so we can protect our civil liberties by observing interaction. Thank you.
Is there anyone from the nonviolent group?
I'll be brief. Coleman again. The Nonviolent Training Direct Action group is continuing to form with a request that anyone with experience in this type of facilitation or experience in training, right now kind of connect with Claire and myself. It's ongoing. We are aware that the website has been put up with a block for nonviolence, and we'll begin to add information about very soon more specific nonviolent training. So that's where we are right now.
Okay, electricity?
Ryan? He's not here.
Okay. Website. Okay, it's for the media? Yes. Media? Do you have media here?
Hey everybody, I'm Naomi. So currently we have about 19 people in the media working group. This morning I established an email for the media working group, which is OccupyAsheville, MWG@gmail.com, as well as a listserv for us to start working internally. So far we've gotten excellent coverage from WLOS and Mountain Express. I guess we just had some interviews with the Citizen Times, and that seemed friendly. Anthony told me to tell everybody that he's worked about 72 hours on the web page and is taking a break today. But it's come a long way, and it's going to be expanding. And then we have some needs that we can talk about later.
Can I get you to repeat the email address?
Sure. It's OccupyAsheville, MWG @gmail.com.
And like mother? Media work.
MWG, yes.
What does that stand for? Media Working Group?
Media Working Group. And we're also working on getting an actual press email on our website, like press@OccupyAsheville.org, for press to contact us.
That's the question. I've gotten a request to be interviewed by NPR. Do we direct all the press inquiries through the media group?
At this point, I'd say no.
Okay.
What we're asking people to do is make sure that we have a diversity of voices. So if you find yourself as someone who's already given several interviews, try to find someone that hasn't, that has a compelling story to tell, and let them do the interview. And just keep in mind that, especially with this kind of a movement, giving people your personal stories and what you've experienced, what your neighbors experienced, is stuff that really moves people. So that's where we are. You can just let the working group know if you talk to the media who it was, get their name and their phone number, who they're with, and just let us know.
Sorry again, my name is Matthew. I'm going to do an interview with a couple of the campers, hopefully, so only the campers if I can get volunteers for that. Tonight at 9 o'clock, I'll be driving us to the station and back to the campsite. That's it. So that's AshevilleFM.org, live tonight at 9. You can always stream the show afterward just by clicking Dystopia.
I got it. We have Sabian over here with Citizen Times. I don't want to let him out. We had done an interview with him, and Andy, and thank you, Sabian. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
I just want to say, for the media part, if you didn't know, I think it's important to bring up, Oslo, by the way, last night on the live feed from New York City, they took a moment to take away from them and gave a shout-out to Asheville, North Carolina. And it was a big deal, and we should know.
Okay, and
my name is Kendra, and we are broadcasting live on Justin TV right now.
okay, and now the Mission Vision Group.
Justin.tv.
Okay, Mission Vision Group.
Hi, I'm Ben. So going off of what we decided yesterday at the General Assembly, where we're going to adopt the New York City statement and then expand upon it. After looking at the statement, we realized that it's more than 100% grievances as opposed to positive suggestions, demands, however you wish to define that. And so we threw some ideas around, what are our demands, what do we want, and we realized there's only like 3 of us there, and it's not really a good cross section. So we decided a decent method to go about this is pass around a notebook of paper, basically saying what do we want. We know what we don't like, but what things we want to see change. And everyone has the right to write down what they want in this. Just try to keep it relatively short, a handful of sentences at the most. And from there, we'll try and synthesize some general ideas out of that. At least that's the idea.
I talked with Tim, and he sent me an email with Victor. And Tim sent me an email of what you guys put together so far.
Yeah, it's like a handful.
My idea, this is what I think we do. We just get a list of ideas about what people want, and then we designate some people to chat amongst each other and brainstorm the best way to go about it, because we're going to need both solidarity with the current demands in New York, and also really think about this thoroughly to make it, really sound. So that's what I think. We should just designate a group of people to brainstorm and maybe let that come up by itself.
Hey, and let me remind you that we can talk about this during the proposal section.
Yeah.
So this can be talked about later.
I was just going to say that I move that we make this a proposal for an agenda item, that we do this as a group now and maybe not publish it until we have consent online with more people.
Proposal to discuss a list of demands or concessions.
Okay.
As an agenda item later. Yeah. That will be discussed in a whole group later on.
What's meant by concessions?
Demands, people changing their ways for what we're doing.
So does that mean, should it be passed around, or so is the proposal that we either just discuss all that out in the General Assembly coming up later, or are we to pass this out now or not?
Well,
Didn't she have copies of
the list, yes.
modified version?
Yeah, but the idea was that what they had was really what he could probably call a negative rule, but a positive suggestion. So they had some complaints that we want. So what do we want?
So, direct response. My proposal is that we put the paper down until we just do it in the General Assembly style and keep stacks and write them down as they come. That way we don't have a bunch of repeats.
Oh, I was just going to say the opposite. Actually, I thought it was a good way to get time. And, you know, personal, you can write down what you want without shouting it out. Oh, my name's Scott. I don't see anything wrong with passing the list around and getting a list going. There's a couple lists that we could use. Not only what we want from the movement, but also a list of ways that we can be more effective and things. So
Okay, so we can talk about this later.
Okay.
I think right now, let's get a report back from the sleepers.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, point of process, this should be handled later. And so, do we have anyone who can represent the sleepers?
I had a good night's sleep.
That went very well.
We were warm, and despite certain disturbances,
Who are you?
I'm Helen. We were warm and I slept pretty well except for the fact that Hey, my name is Natalie. I was one of the campers too. I just wanted to say that we were indeed very warm and uncomfortable, and to thank everyone for the music and all the supplies and the food that they all brought out, which was crucial. And apparently there were a bunch of people that, even after I fell asleep, stopped by to keep watch over the sleepers and the supplies. So thank you to all those people too.
How many sleepers?
30. Need to be more tonight. Yep.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, sorry, Naomi again. I'm wondering if someone could give like a really quick summary, because I know we ended up on Wall Street, but we were actually going to try to go for here. So could someone give a little summary of exactly what happened and how we ended back on Wall Street?
I'm Glow Lady, and I was probably the one instrumental in it. When we had done the protest walk, I had stopped and talked to one of the officers over here. I'd like to be as friendly as possible, let them know what's going on. I had said that we were going to come down here and camp out. Would there be a problem? And he said if we were to be, no one is allowed, city ordinance, no one is allowed to be in the park after 10 o'clock. If we were in the park, they would come up and they would tell us that we had to move. If we did not move, we would be arrested. I wasn't willing to be arrested the first night at least, and I didn't want to get up in the middle of the night when it's cold and have to break camp and move again. So we campers kind of talked about it. That's why nobody really knew.
And we decided that if we get bigger numbers, we could maybe try camping out here in the future. Because with bigger numbers, it would be a lot harder to arrest all of us. But for now, to keep Wall Street as a home base.
We forgot about the police transport. When we were parked when we were sitting at Pritchard Park, they transported a prisoner transport unit and parked it at Pritchard Park. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say there was a paddy wagon there last night.
Yeah.
My name's Martin. I was out there last night too, and I wanted to say that Wall Street came off a little better than I initially had thought it would come off. However, since this area is a public park, I just would like everyone to consider that section of trees right up over there. Is that technically part of this park? It's also ground.
We can figure that out later.
Okay. I was just wanting to.
So bring that up later.
I will.
Talk with the legal team.
Tell me.
Right at Coleman, did you just make a proposal a moment ago about maintaining Wall Street? You responded to Glow Lady and said something like, off the cuff.
It wasn't an official proposal. I was just saying we're not sure where we'll be camping out later. So.
Yeah, the campers made a decision based on what we had at the time. So.
Anything else to say? Oh.
Yeah, boss, I was just saying that we want to create a working group about this and maybe get permission from the city council or the mayor to occupy space. Yeah.
Change city ordinance.
Yeah.
Also, just to go in the proposal section, I want to just go ahead and announce it now. My brother Duane has also got some ideas using the rights of native sovereignty to basically establish a camp wherever they are because they belong here. And when we get to the proposal section, if he's up for it, he can share some of that.
Are there any other announcements that we may have missed from other groups or other people? We have a budget now. It's not very big, but maybe we should discuss what we should do with it or not do with it in a little bit.
Should we make an announcement about what happened on Brooklyn Bridge yesterday?
Yeah. Yesterday, or do you like?
Sure. Just from what I understand, yesterday there was a solidarity rally against the police repression from last week, where resulting in a video, a bunch of protesters at Wall Street got made, this terrible stuff. The solidarity rally of a few thousand. Estimates around 3,000 people crossing over from Brooklyn to Manhattan on the Brooklyn Bridge. A portion of them were on these. If you know how the bridge is structured, you got the two lanes going in and out, and then you got an upper deck for pedestrian traffic. A number of people were on pedestrian traffic, but a large chunk of people were more or less tricked by the NYPD. That it was indicated very strongly by the NYPD that they had the ability to go on to the road section of the bridge, and then they were about halfway down the bridge going to Manhattan, when the NYPD shut it down from both sides, and then it began to mass arrest everyone. And it was clearly a trap that was set up by the NYPD. I just said that 260 people were arrested then.
And a 12-year-old.
Many of them seem to have been released over the night. Apparently, including Michael Moore got arrested there, and a number of and a bunch of friends and comments of mine got arrested. So.
All right, any more announcements before we move on?
There was a 12-year-old girl that
Yeah.
was arrested.
Yes.
13, 16. And her mother.
I was going to say, and please, when you raise your hand, wait for the next person to call you to talk, okay?
New York City, Occupy Wall Street, raised about $20,000 to create an Occupy Wall Street newspaper. They're going to be starting.
The Occupy Wall Street Journal.
And I have an announcement for the facilitation group. I'm going to be doing a facilitation training after the GA right here for anyone who wants to learn how to facilitate the General Assembly.
Have you given us your name?
I'm Luna.
My name's Oslo. They just announced last night in the live feed that they were using helium, like balloons, like at a birthday party, with cameras in them. That's what they're doing. That was interesting. And the other thing is that a couple of schools
in North Carolina and out of North Carolina have been asking what their kids and their classes can do for us, like the sending thing. So if you have ideas in your different working groups of things that you can tell me, because I'm not quite sure how to respond to them, if you maybe could tell me needs that you have, even if it's like paper for that group or blankets or I don't know. So if you could just come and let me know, then I can let them know.
A few announcements. First of all, I have a brand new hooded sweatshirt that I want to give away. It's 3X huge, but someone see me. Also, I'm a member of the YMCA. In other cities, YMCAs have let people on peace walks. When I've been on a peace walk, I've let people like non-members go in just to take showers. So if there's any interest, I could check with the Y and see if they allow that.
Yes, I just wanted to propose forming a work group to work on...
We can propose later.
I can't make a proposal.
Work group for what though?
For dealing with our North Carolina schools.
What?
As Oslo just said, I'm Natalie. Oslo just said that she got a request from the schools in North Carolina. It was proposed that we work with that.
Jim Foster, one of our Ash villains, Moksha Gita, Transformer, and all kinds of art guy. He's in New York right now, and we're going to work to establish a live on the scene report from Moksha back to us.
Hey, my name's Ollie. I'm about to go up to New York, and I was just going to see if there's anybody else who is going who may want to collaborate on meeting up with Moksha, for instance, and, spreading the word from an Asheville standpoint. Ollie.
I was just paused.
Anybody else going up to New York?
I was just saying we should be quiet for the...
I saw that, my name's Genevieve, and I saw that a group, my name's Genevieve, and I saw that a group of Marines who are veterans have decided to put on uniforms and stand between the protesters and the police. Because I just don't think anybody's going to make the guys, and they're right.
Thank you, because we were thinking along the same lines, we're our best. So we're going to try to take that message to them.
Anyone else have anything for announcements? Okay, well then maybe a word on the Treasury, the funds that are starting to be available for us.
Sure. Without asking, my name is Matthew. Without asking, the local businesses such as the Wall Street Emporium, as well as people who have just come up to us and offered us funds for support. Right now we have $97. And if we decide to start a treasury, which I think we should, then I think we need to start asking local businesses for donations, and I have proposals later.
We're almost at NPO now.
Are there any additions that want to be made to the agenda? We're still going to talk about like the sleep-out plan, the Treasury, the next picketing, the next General Assembly, and I guess the amendments and concessions to the declaration or whatever it'll be called.
Can we get a review as well? not of today, but of how the General Assemblies have gone the last couple days. And, you know, we had some numbers on the march, or the moving picket as well, so... Never mind, this will be a proposal.
Along those lines, I know in New York City, they've been doing class meditation. It's referred to as peaceful. Russell Simmons, and he's like a hip-hop producer, that is trying to bring people. So that might be a way.
Louder.
To show that it's very peaceful, and they just sit for 30 to 60 minutes in meditation. You know, not everyone has to participate, but it can be something set up a day or so.
One thing I think we really need, I'm not sure it's right under the purview, we need some better signs, well, more signs that are very explicitly tell our story in short little bullets, and just so that it's very clear anytime we're anywhere exactly who we are, and well, we can't. Do you want to do this? If there's any artists.
Check out me from the front desk and make signs. If anyone wants to come with me and tell me what kind of signs we need, I would love to do that this afternoon. So that's a great time. And I'm Elizabeth.
I would like to add to the agenda that we start talking about forming liaisons with other groups existing in Asheville. That we start thinking about forming liaisons with other groups in Asheville, like the Postal Union. Mark Case has held several rallies, and that would be a really fruitful relationship. But there are many, many other groups in Asheville that I think would join us and would like to see our support as chairman.
I have a proposal. Right time? I have a proposal about I have a proposal about where we should meet for these General Assemblies. I'm just curious, perhaps it would be better in future to, I know it's quiet here, but in Pritchard Park, just so we have more walk-up. The proposal is just to have the GAs at Pritchard Park instead for the walk-up traffic, and to just, yeah.
So we can be seen.
Okay, I'm going to put that up. Video, I don't know how the feed is, if you're going to be able to hear what the people are saying. Is that a yell we can hear? So you can hear the people speaking? Okay, that would have been my concern as to the people who not hear over the traffic that goes by. So as long as the videographer can hear, I'm good.
Oh yeah. I just had someone announce yesterday that at 8 p.m. There would be a meeting on boycott strategies. I wanted to know if that meeting ever occurred or if there was a working group for that.
Direct response. Well, it didn't because the mission group and the boycott group sort of became the same thing and fizzled out. I have proposals for boycotts, but that's all. So,
yeah, that's what you want.
Are we talking about the proposal for Pritchard Park General Assemblies right now?
That's been added to the agenda.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a proposal.
Yeah, Naomi, I have three short media proposals.
I think the proposal for substance or I think we're gonna go ahead and go on with the agenda. Let's have another thing to add to the agenda.
Oh, I was just saying, can we clarify where we're at right now?
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, we were asking for things to put on the agenda, and it started moving into the consensus area. So what we're going to do, let's stop and then focus on these things that have been put on the agenda, and then we can move into consensus, and we'll announce consensus. We were trying to figure that out. So.
I would like to put on the agenda, the county commissioners meeting is on Tuesday, and I would like a show of people to come there, if that's a possibility that we can discuss, how many would be interested in coming and forth.
I just have a quick proposal, Victor. I think that we should add a group, or just add to the flyer to a group of people that will research information and find facts. That goes hand in hand with the posters, and also, so if you're not actively able to participate, at least you can take time to look up facts and discuss with other people in the group.
Love that.
Let's move on to our agenda. We can.
157. Can I request that everyone, if you join us, raise your hand high, tell me that you want to share, because I get stressed in the list. We have two people I'd like to say, if you want to move on, or...
Yes. Let's, we can, the things that we're talking about should be discussed in consensus. Let's cover these agenda items, because we have a lot to cover now. So we can deal with them one at a time rather than listening. Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to go over what the treasury will be used for, or does that want to be a work group for later? Want to be an agenda item? Agenda.
Go over it.
Yes. Okay.
Charles, 158. How much time do we want to spend? 15 minutes?
We should do the treasury stuff later. We have to first talk about, like, all the other stuff.
Let's go over the sleep out for tonight.
How much time? Let's sleep out plan.
What seemed to be the general opinion last night was that Wall Street works very well. And so I would just say that I would love to hear other people's ideas about possible alternative locations. But according to what most people Wall Street is basically arrogant. That's not a better idea.
Alright, let's continue to say our names since we have so many people.
I do agree. I do agree with everything Anthony said. Caleb. I do feel like eventually we should move on to somewhere bigger when we grow, but for now it seems to be great, and we know without a shadow of a doubt that the police are not going to mess with us. So it's like a perfect spot.
What's your name?
I'm Hayes. Insofar as we are occupying anything, it will be risking arrest at some point if the decision is made to break us up. And that is actually precisely what is getting attention. And I'm not proposing necessarily that we want to. I'm not making a proposal. In the context of that is something we need to be thinking about. As long as we're over on Wall Street and no one knows we're there, it's great because it keeps our momentum up, but it does nothing for our story. And at some point, a decision has to be made.
I'm Claire, and I'm watching as well. Last night I read Claire. I've talked to nonviolent direct action working group. We're proposing after this time,
Jeff Foster, I think we really wanted to have, I think it's important that we have camping, we have an occupation for a certain amount of time until we get something else planned, and we need to decide as a group if we want to liaison with the city hall and the mayor and the police, ask permission, what sort of, we could make a group decision about, whether we want to ask permission and work with them or just do it. That'll be in the nonviolent action training.
Yeah, on the visibility thing, I just want to say that all because you're sleeping on Wall Street doesn't mean you have to spend all your time there. We just monitored the town and we're here now. All because you have one location, you have to stay at over a quarter of the night, doesn't mean who else is looking at other protests elsewhere. So,
Duane, do you want to share your ideas that you had?
Yeah, I think it's time to give you guys some real strong vocal understanding of what you're all talking about. This flag was given to me from this gentleman that has Americans Against Greed and Oppression. Huh? The flag's actually mine. Okay? It's mine because I'm a Lakota, and it also belongs to the Arapaho and Cheyenne. The young lady that I came with, she's of the Northern Arapaho tribe. So the two of us, we represent our nation within a nation. Okay? Alright? So here I am out here on the East Coast listening to all this stuff about what needs to be done. Why are we really here? You really want to occupy that place? Do you? Yeah. Do you? Come on. You see, the power of what you need to expel and put your vocal points on has to be done with excitement. Yeah. Showing that kind of stuff. I mean, look at me. When the gentleman gave me this flag, I took it apart and turned it upside down. And every time I see shit like this, hey, this is mine, and this is the way it should be represented, upside down. Because this is a nation that's still under occupation if it's faced this way. So the symbolic represent is right here. I propose two things. And it offends me, okay? And if it offends you, I hope it does, so maybe you'll get it in here and then in your heart. So once your heart picks it up, it stays there. I do not see none of my people in the circle. Why? Why isn't my people here? Because they'll give you a positive understanding of how to stand with this. Therefore, they cannot remove you. Okay? They will not. America always does that shit. They constantly use any type of colonial power to enforce it. And they strip every right from every one of you that pay taxes. And don't any of you tell me you don't pay taxes. Because you all do. This is what that symbolic shit does to you. This gentleman had right there, it says human needs, not corporate greed. Well, that's what runs this country, corporations. So they allow these punks that represent this thing this way to enforce that shit. But the First Nations people, on the other hand, can give America that rude awakening again, just like we always do, wherever we go. Native people take that stand on. And I constantly see this, that you want something. You really want something to be done. Well, goddammit, let's get out there and do it. Do it with that conviction of why you do it. That's where the power lies. And regardless of what they want to do to you, when you align yourself with Native people, that land is ours. Okay? So there's no way they can remove you when you have the Native people involved. I'll give you an example. Bring your dog out here. Any one of them. Come on, bring him. These two four-legged creatures have just as much right as you do to occupy that land. That's where they came from, too. It's a symbolic meaning when I see animals. Makes my heart feel good. Why? Well, I'm a dog soldier. I belong to the Strong Heart Warrior Society of the Great Lakota Nation. that took this flag on the field of battle from the American government. That's reality. A lot of you don't want to hear that. You don't want to, oh no, my wife is desecrating that flag. I can't, because it's mine. And I'm standing here with conviction. If you really want to do this, you align yourself with Native people, you'll get a permit out there. You can use in an international standpoint that prevents them from removing you. That's the way, man, you take back what is yours. That's where the power is. I'm sick and tired of people saying this, and you have all these things far and wide. Well, let's stand on it. Hey, I'm here for a short while. I came from this gentleman talking about what happened in New York City. I was there. Then I went to New Hampshire. Last night I did a little event down at this little restaurant. And again, it saddens me, man, because my people ain't here. They ain't. But if you give them that opportunity, scores of them will be here. And they'll show you how to resurrect a teepee up there. But not only that, man, let's see what they really can do. They will have all of America's people that are indigenous paying attention to why we're here. That's where power is. And I'll be the first to give you that permit to stand there on an international level. Why? In 2007, I unilaterally withdrew from this country. Every reservation in America, they always implemented the colonial powers and practices, okay? The Indian Reorganization Act of 1934 does that. The federal government takes its puppet regimes and enforces colonial law to First Nations people. You can't dehumanize humans. You can't deny the rights of a dog saying, you're not a dog. Because if he could talk, he'd tell you you're all full of shit. And that's what he would do. So, last but not least, okay? I'm going to give you one last thing. I will start this paperwork as soon as I get back with my little sister. I'll make 2 phone calls. I'll have the permit done. When we're ready to get in there,
Hey, so Biden check has proposed a 5-minute break. Do we have a consensus?
Does anyone know where the nearest bathroom is?
Back covered.
There's no bathroom here.
I was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about that.
Can we get back on track?
Hey guys, my name is Doug. I work at Todd Gary's. My boss is for the cause. He doesn't mind the restroom being used as long as it's at the end of College Street, by Pritchard Park, right behind Wall Street. Go through the door. Up to while we're open, as long as you're quiet and you